Christine Sutherland. I'm a local massage therapist in Nelson, British Columbia, Canada. And this is one of my favorite colleagues, Colleen Driscoll. Colleen, how long have you been a nurse at Kootenay Lake General Hospital?
I've been a registered nurse for 40 years, and I've been at Kootenay Lake Hospital for 35 of that 40 years.
Colleen is our dream team in maternity, and now they've got her on day surgery. Lucky them. So what we want to show you today is a medical maskitis massage. So that way you folks who are on teams with each other in any level of medical, we'd like to do it so that you can work on each other. You don't have to be a massage therapist to do this. I am masking all the time. Colleen is masking and shielding all the time. And other people, like in our health food store, are shielding all the time. So when people have shields on, they're often wearing bands to hold the shield on, and they get headaches. With Colleen, do you want to tell them about your special invention here? Colleen, I'll turn you a bit to the side here. There you go.
Well, I didn't invent this.
Dan, if you come on this little doodad here.
Yeah, this is a button on each side, and this here helps it keeps my mask intact and has a really good seal, which is very important. And this was made by local people. I think the headbands were donated by, I'm not sure which company did that, but people actually in the community sewed on little buttons for all of us. And I picked up this from my friend and a whole bag of them, and I gave them to my nurses colleagues, and it's just the best thing because it saves my ears because of this
earitis.
Yeah, totally, and it just really protects it, and I'm so happy with this. It just makes it. I wear this every day.
So there are a lot of people that could do this without having a shield. They could do the little button, and that way they don't have it wrapped around their ears. But so many of us are ear wrapping, and that causes all sorts of problems around the ears. So what I'm doing with Colleen's shoulders right now is a general massage, and we actually did a little diagram for you so you can see what I'm doing. I will turn Colleen around, but you can see here, Dan, that I've got dots going down here. So I'm working Colleen's shoulders, then I'm gonna start working her neck. And we're gonna do this right away. Colleen, this is what's coming up.
Good.
And I'm gonna turn you with your back to the camera. So if you turn around, so there we go. Great. So that what you can do, and come a little forward, we'll get in Dan's line better. Good work, thank you. So what I'm doing, folks, you can see I've got a stride position like this, and I'm leaning on the right, leaning on the left, leaning on the right, leaning on the left. And Colleen, you can just drop your head down there, and I'm going right up into the neck. The reason that we're starting with a neck focus, folks, is to do with a shield. Everybody is holding their head as though they've got a hat on, and it just affects the neck. And when your neck is tight, it's like a tourniquet in that your head isn't getting the great flow of energy up and down. It's got a bit of a jam here. So we're getting this loosened up, and that helps everything in the head feel better, because one of the most common symptoms with head masking or ear masking, so whether you've got a shield or a mask, are headaches. So this kind of thing where you're really leaning, I'm not doing fancy circles, I'm just doing like a digital compression like this, and just poke and press, and then I'll loosen it up. And I'll show you while Colleen's in this position here about working around the ear. And I'm just gonna lift up her headscarf and get the top of her ear out in full view. So these ears, I'm taking my fingertip and I'm working all where the ear attaches to the side of the head. And that is amazing for releasing tension where these, like I've got on mine here, you can see how this is wound around. Because I'm a small person, people think a small mask, but they just flip right off my ears. This is our wonderful mask from Nelson Menswear downstairs. It's so light, it's made of shirt material, and it's just the most, of all the masks I've had over the last 4 or 5 months, this one is the most perfect. But it's still a sensation around the back of my ear. So I do tons of ear work here. I'll take Colleen's ears, tiny as they are, and I'll pull them out like this. Can you see that, Dan? Is that working? And I'll make an extra pull. So I'm just doing a little bit of pulling out. Is that okay, Colleen? I'm not using the F word. Sorry. Feedback, feedback, feedback. That's the only way you get it perfect. So it's not just listening to my instruction and following along, but check in with your partner, everybody, because some people, their ears are hard to handle. And so you start slower like this and firmer, and then they're able to give you the whole ear to work with, and there won't be ticklish. And then I take the ear and I move it around in a rotation. So I hold the whole ear and go round and round. And then we can turn you to face the camera, Colleen. Take you around. There we go, the old swivel and scrape. So what we've got going on here with the hairband is tension around this part of the head. And a lot of people wearing masks, and we're showing you this so that if you don't have time to get all this off, you don't need to get it off. You can actually massage with the mask on. So I'm leaning Colleen's head up against me, and I'm working all along the hairband. So I'm using my fingertip kneading. How is that pressure? Good. Then I'm doing this kind of walking like giant ants with my fingertips and rotating at the same time. So it's a combination of what I was doing on the neck. It's a digital compression and fingertip kneading. It's a really good marriage of strokes. And I'm coming right down here. I know I'm yelling in your ear. Is it still okay?
That's perfect.
Okay. Okay, then we're gonna go claw-like, like this, and we're gonna work the whole scalp area. So make sure you're on the tips. If you go flat on the fingers, people can't tolerate it. You're doing too much back and forth on the hair follicles themselves. So we do this, then we move to a new location and do the circles. Then we move to a new location and do the circles. And then one of my favorites is being able to figure out how to get my hand on the forehead and scoop at the back. So I'm gonna get you to turn one more time, Colleen. So we're going around and around. This time I'm scooping here in her neck, holding here and lifting. So you can see it's a lifting up. I take this foot, put it forward as though I'm straddling a wheelchair. It's part of my wheelchair massage, and I just scoop up on the neck. But it's important to have a hand on the head, and not a dainty hand like this or a hand with the thumb up, but just whole-handedly palmar compress the forehead and scoop up. So it's a scooping up with the fingertips and the thumb. Is that pressure good, Colleen?
Perfect.
Okay. And we will ask her for favorites at the end. Does she want more ear work, more neck work, or more facial work? So with a mask, we can wind our way underneath the mask quite easily. With the shield and mask combo, this will be an interesting challenge. And I'll turn you to face the crowd again. There you go. So it's always nice to do something for the first time with a camera rolling. So we're going to go up here, and you can see we're working up. We're doing the eyebrows themselves. Sorry, I've got pinned on my mic there, Colleen. Is that still okay for the mic, Dan? I just pinned Colleen's head against my microphone. Okay, so I'm working all along here. This is a great reliever for headaches. So besides getting the neck loosened up to get the headache starting to evaporate, probably the temporal area is number one for what to work on this face up anterior aspect of the body. And then guess where I'm going? I'm going down into the jaw, and I'm going to take one finger, and I'm taking the pointer fingers, and I'm going down here. Now Colleen is a chronic smiler. She smiles and smiles and smiles and laughs and laughs and laughs, and she just punctuates the air at the hospital. You can hear Colleen. You can hear the lilt of her voice. She's a very cheerful person. So cheerful people have a lot of muscle movement going on in the masseters here and the temporal muscle, so that their mouth and their jaw, it's not from tension, it's from the right kind of tension. It's a positive problem that we've got. So working that whole area is really important. And then you can see where she's got pressure here. And so what we're going to do is we're actually going for where the pressure is. So like this is a combo shield mask combination. So we're still able to go like this and work around. So you can see it isn't just that a massage therapist who's used to doing the face can figure this out. You folks probably have way more creative ways to do a mask on maskitis massage and a shield on shield massage. So some people have no masks and just the shield, like in our co-op grocery store. So now we'll get it where Colleen can slip off her mask and shield, and we'll just see how many gizmos. So you see how that just undoes from the little buttons? And then it makes it easy.
So normally too at work, I wear a single mask, and then I have goggles too sometimes.
Oh,
and they
right.
both hurt my ears. I still have my headband, but the glasses and the goggles on top, because I have to see close up, gives me, and that really helped the ears when you did that.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
really helpful.
And for people like me with glasses and the ear mask, all I do is add in hairband and I'm toast.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like an instant headache. Now I just got some really nice almond orange lotion. It's called Vanilla Orange, and I'm a big fan of Philip Adam from British Columbia for his products. So I get to make some nice smells on Colleen's face. For, you know, the coffee break that everybody has to have is 15-20 minutes. And whether you're doing a 3-hour shift or in these folks' case, a 12-hour shift, how long are your breaks, Colleen, and when are they in case you're not in a labor and delivery?
Normally, well, they're usually half an hour, and they're like 9:30 or 10 o'clock in the morning or 12:30.
And that's a 7 a.m. start, right?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So this is really great when people can just get their hands on each other really quick. And people can be drinking their coffee, they can be eating their lunch at the same time. I'm not religious at all about having to have a yoga meditation moment, you know, but she's just taking a good deep breath. That's very nice. So any of these strokes, folks, are the same classic strokes that you would do in a facial massage. It's always upward. Even if you're not female, you don't want downward pressure on the face. There's those smiling muscles. You want upward pressure like this. And you want to take it all the way up. There's nothing like feeling like you can't breathe with a mask on, even though you know you're doing your civic COVID duty. So you really want to get all these respiratory areas and really add pressure along that upper ridge. Here there's a sinus opening and there's one down below here too. And then we can go all the way up the forehead. And again, it's always good to end with favorites. So Colleen, would you like more facial, temporal, temporomandibular, neck? You name it, we'll do it.
Right back in here.
Okay, great. So what I'm going to do is do you on the side again, Colleen. I'm just going to get us to swivel around it one more time. Yeah, so in this area. So Colleen's got a combination of the smiley jaw thing and the ear thing going on. And I'm going to sneak on my next favorite. This is Quan Long. I get all my patients in Nelson to go to Wing's grocery store and buy the Quan Long peppermint, eucalyptus, camphor. It's got a smell that should come right through the camera. Opens up people's breathing, and it also gives a lingering effect for your massage. It's like Tiger Balm. And any of those carminative lotions are a very good ending to your massage. In hospitals, fragrances are forbidden for all good reasons. So this is the kind of thing that's good for the friendly Netflix massage. So remember, whether you're watching this as a medical professional or whether you are somebody masking because you're in one of our best restaurants in Nelson and our servers are masked, which is wonderful. You know, you want to teach the boyfriend or your neighbor or anybody that you're working with to be able to get your ears rubbed the right way so that you can slide, as you see my finger up the back and the fingers kind of like a scissor motion here, and I can get Colleen's whole ear going round and round. The neatest thing I find with getting my earitis attended to, when I get my weekly massage, I can hear better. It's interesting because not just do you feel like the tension around the back of your ears from your mask is wearing its way through, but I find that my ears are popping and they feel like sometimes they're underwater. Like I've got a lot of ear things that I never had before. So I find when I get my ears done in my just full body massage that my therapist feels like he's given me a new way of being able to hear better. So working all around here, and I'm using fingertip kneading. So it's not flat fingered, folks. I'm right up on the tips here. How's the pressure, Colleen?
Good.
Remember the F word? I'm not using it enough. So feedback, feedback, feedback. Okay, and if you had a second favorite, what would it be?
Well, probably around my mouth because I feel like my mouth is so, yeah.
So we're gonna get some fumes coming up from the peppermint,
okay,
but
that's fine. Yeah, I just feel
all up here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know when I'm swimming now in the lake, it feels like sacrilegious. I don't have my mask on, and when I feel my lips in the water doing the breaststroke, it's just so unusual to have them out there in the open, not behind a mask. Colleen's lucky. She lives with somebody who she can unmask with too, and it's really nice in our home situations. You can get somebody who isn't having to wear a mask inside to, you know, do a good trade. So usually you have to be good. 5 minutes for you, 5 minutes for me, and 5 minutes does count. So whether it's around the lips and around the ears or Ms. Smiley muscles, any of those things, remember, most important thing is their feedback. So you really want to be able to get them to say a little to the left, a little to the right, a little firmer, a little lighter, and be sure and check in, and that way you can't go wrong. Do you think there's anything we left out, Colleen, that we should?
It sounds fabulous.
Good.
Everything was good.
Well, thank you very much, because I really wanted to have all my medical pros knowing that they could you know, survive all of their protocols that they do so well with, as Colleen said, goggles, masks, and shields to be able to, and gloves, well, yeah, and the gloves,
Yeah,
you know, to be relieved. And the power is in the tip of your family. Their fingertips are what can do the trick. Doesn't have to be a change of shift or your medical colleagues at work. You can just play this for any of your family. And we've had little kids, like 2 years old and up, be able to reach up high, but you can sit down low and have somebody being able to do their, as you watch your favorite television show, and you can just have somebody's head there to massage away. Thank you again, Colleen. Thank you.
This is wonderful. I had a long day today, so it's nice to end up like this. Thank you, Christine. Thanks, Dan.
Glad to get you under my fingertips. Thanks, Dan.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Big hug.